start sharing my screen. Tell me if you have problems reading the screen, please. Or is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so as I was telling you today we're gonna practice for the IELTS general training, especially the speaking part 2. There are different parts of the speaking section. During the first part, they ask you very general things about you. They ask you like, where do you work? What do you like about your city? Um, who's a person? Who do you live with? What's the weather in your town? Just general things to get to know you.
Okay.
Usually, the examiner just already knows what questions he is going to ask you. Then once you finish with that, you go to the second part of the speaking part. And in that part, they have cards. They have a bunch of cards. And they take one card and give it to you. And they tell you, read this card. You have 1 minute to prepare your answer. And when you're ready, you can start answering. You have to speak for about 2 minutes tops about the answer. So many students find it difficult because sometimes talking about something that you really don't know much about can be challenging. So today we're gonna practice that.
Okay.
Okay, let me move on here. So basically, what I told you, um, in this section, you will have to speak for 2 minutes. The topic will be given by the examiner, so you cannot choose the topic. They give you a card, and the card says exactly what you have to talk about. Um, it is difficult, as I told you, to talk about for something for 2 minutes, and they will give you 1 minute to prepare your answer. That is timed, so they have a watch, and they say, okay, click. You have 1 minute to prepare, and it is difficult. You have to know what to write. In that, they will give you a piece of paper like this, and you can write notes that you can read while you answer. And then you will have to talk about it for 2 minutes. They don't have a watch in front of you, so you can't see the time, but they will let you know when your time is over. It is very important that you don't want to run out of things to say. You don't want to stop in the middle. Maybe you talk about something for 30 seconds and then you stop. That is gonna take away points from you. It
Okay.
is better that you talk for 2 minutes or more. It is better that they stop you
Yeah.
than you stop on your own. So today we're gonna learn a couple of tips to extend your answer and be able to reach those 2 minutes successfully. Before we start, let's take a look at the typical card. Can you read it out for me?
Describe someone who has had an important influence on your life. You should say who the person is, how long you have known him, her, what qualities this person has, explain why they have had such an influence on you.
Okay, this is a very typical IELTS card that you will receive. They give you some pointers here of things that you have to talk about. But imagine if you answer these questions with monosyllables or very short sentences, you would only talk about this for less than 30 seconds. For example, a very bad answer would be, well, a person that I admire is Michael Jackson. Okay, a person I admire is Michael Jackson. I don't know him. I have seen him in videos. I like the way he dances, and I like his music, and his songs have inspired me. Okay, I technically answered all the questions, but I talked for like 20 seconds. So that's definitely gonna get me a bad score. So I just want to see how you do it. Okay, without any tips. try to answer this question, and let's see how long you can continue talking about the topic without
Okay.
preparation, just like that. Are you ready?
Um. Yeah.
Okay, it's just like that, just out of the blue. So go ahead.
Okay. A person that had been that had influence on my life was my grandfather.
Mhm.
My grandfather uh, was uh, a very wise person. He loved to read, so that was one of the things that he te- taught taught me. He taught me to love reading. I remember that he used to uh, give me very very usual mm, gift. They they give me books. When I was little, they give me books for kids. Then he started to give me another type of books. They don't like that when I start reading books about fiction because they say that I don't have to believe in fantasy words and that kind of stuff. But I was little and I don't I don't really pay attention to what he said. But with the time, I started to like more types of reading. Uh, he used to read a lot of Gabriel Garcia Marquez books and Isabel Allende. So with the time, I started reading books of those authors. So I
Oops. Okay, sorry, that will be the timer. Okay, well, very well. I mean, you definitely met the 2 minute dead timeline, so that was great.
yeah, but I pause.
Okay, I think it was good. I think the answer was good. You start. You talked for 2 minutes, and probably you can talk for more than another 2 minutes. So that's great. So I think there's not a problem with that. Let me just give you. I mean, this is just general ideas, but try to stay on topic. There was this point where I thought you were talking more about books than about your grandpa.
Yeah.
So it is very easy to go off topic during these questions, especially if we want to extend our answer. But it is dangerous to try to extend our answer going off topic. Even if we come back to the topic later, probably we're going to get a bad mark for that. I mean, it was not that bad. You immediately came back to talk about your grandpa again, but let's try to keep on topic as much as possible. And be careful just with your past tense. You started using your past tense very well. You started conjugating super well when you said he taught me, and you were explaining. And then on the second part, you you completely dropped the past tense and started talking in simple present, even though you were talking about the past events. So try to keep in mind that try to past tense is the most common mistake when we speak in English. So try to keep thinking about, am I talking about the past and I need to conjugate. But other than that, it was good. So I'm gonna give. Let's go to some tips that we're gonna practice on how to extend our answer without going off topic, and then we're gonna keep on practicing a lot. Okay. So the tip here is okay. Can you read this section for me?
Yeah. Firstly, you must talk about the topic on the card. However, if you only talk about the specific questions on the card, you may find that you finish too soon. As long as you keep to the topic, it's okay to talk about other things. Here are two things you can do in the minute you have before you speak to help you find more to say for the IELTS speaking part too.
Okay. So basically, you can talk about other things as long as they are on topic. As long as it's about your grandpa, you can talk. You can say whatever you want as long as you keep talking about him. Okay. Let's take a look at the what is the tip here. So basically, the tip is use questions during that minute that you have. You're gonna write, make questions on that piece of paper. Questions like who, what, when, where, how, why. And while you are answering, you are actually just answering your own questions. Can you read this section right here?
Yeah. When you prepare, write down the other question prompts that are not on the list and think of things you can say about those as well.
All right. So basically, these are just some questions, but you can write any other question like how often, what time, whatever. I mean, the more questions you can get, you can write on the piece of paper, the more material you have to talk about. Just make sure that you make these questions about the topic and not about other things. Uh, for example, let's just come up with some simple questions just for practice about the last topic about grandpa. So, what is a question that you can write using who about your grandpa?
Um,
Just any question, whatever question you want, using who, but with your grandpa being the subject.
okay. Um, who likes to read Garcia Marquez books?
Okay, who likes to read Garcia Marquez books? Okay, but we need to put grandpa there, so we cannot go off topic. Let me give you an example, so you
Okay.
can have a better idea how to do it. For example, you can say, "Who is my grandpa's favorite author?"
Okay.
Okay, so when you are talking, you can say, "Well, and my grandpa favorite author is Garcia Marquez. He loves to read his books. He's a big fan." Okay, but we keep talking about your grandpa. Okay, let's try to make a question with what.
But mm, um, what my grandpa used to give me as a gift often.
All right, that was fantastic. Very good. What about when?
Well, uh, mm, when he mm, when he told me that I shouldn't read some types of books.
Okay, that can be definitely a valid question. Now, it is you can definitely, I mean, go all over the place as long as you're talking about grandpa. They don't have to be related. So, for example, you can say when he got angry with me, or when did we go on vacation?
Okay,
When did he have breakfast? Whatever you, I mean, whatever the topic is, as long as it's about your grandpa, you can say. And then during your speech, you can say, well, my grandpa's favorite author was Gabriel Garcia Marquez. He loved to read his books. What? He often gave me books for presents when it was my birthday. And then when he got angry with me, I remember this time actually that he got angry because I failed Spanish in my school. And then you just talk about different things. I mean, you don't have to follow a very strict order as long as you keep talking about grandpa.
okay.
Okay, what about where?
Mm, where did he study?
Perfect. And how?
Um, how did he and my grandmother met?
Fantastic. That's gonna be a lot to talk about. And why?
Why? Mm, why did he um, work as a teacher?
All right, there you go. So what you are making sure is that basically you are expanding this. Okay, so you are going to first answer these questions, and if you have extra time, you will use any of the additional questions that that you wrote in your paper to make sure you complete a 2 minute answer. Okay, so basically this technique is just to expand the card
Okay,
using more questions about your grandpa. Okay, we stay on topic and we complete the time we need to complete. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna practice this. I'm gonna give you a card, and I want you to grab a piece of paper or a notebook or whatever you have close. And I'm not gonna count 1 minute. I'm gonna just let you go ahead and complete these answers, these questions. Sorry. And when you are ready, you can answer the question.
okay.
All right. So are you ready? You have pen and paper or pencil,
Yep.
napkin? Okay. So this is the first question. Describe your favorite photograph. Where was the photo taken? Who took the photo? What can be seen from the photo? Explain why is the favorite photograph for you, and try to come up with a couple of other questions using what, where, when, why, how, just to make sure you have enough material to talk about for the 2 minutes.
How can you say fondo?
Background.
Background. Ah, thanks. And I have already need the answer or later. Teacher.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was muted. I was answering and I noticed that I was muted. Okay, good question. So remember that during the IELTS exam, you're only going to have 1 minute to write on the paper. So definitely you don't write the answer. You only write the question. Those questions are just a tool to help you expand your answer if you notice that you are not meeting the 2 minute deadline. So just what you will do is you will use those questions to talk, right? So you don't need to write the answer,
Okay.
just the questions, and that's it. It is also important that when you are answering, you don't read the questions, you just answer it.
Okay.
All right, are you ready? Do you have at least 5 questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and answer. Remember, first answer these questions right here, and if you still have extra time, you answer the questions that you wrote.
Okay.
Only if you have extra time. If you don't have extra time, then don't do it. Okay, so ready, set, go.
Okay. My favorite photo is one that I have uh, of my trip to Orlando. The photo background is the entrance of Disney World, Magic Kingdom for being specific. Um, I asked when I was there, I was by myself, so I asked the favor to the of took me the photo to a stranger. Um, he was very kind and took me like 3 or 4 photos later. But this one is my favorite because I was really, really excited about being there. It was like one of my dreams came true. I never been in Disney before, so I was there. I'm really happy and excited about it. So I went really early in the morning. I think that the park just opened when I arrived there. It was like a very amazing experience because I was all by myself in Orlando, and well, Disney is in the highway, but the hotels had a um an schedule of a, a bus service that passed, I think that five five times in the day. So I took the first bus, and they don't just go to one specific hotel. They go, I think we pass to 7 or 10 different hotels, picking up people, and then
Nope. I think that noise is very it's kind of annoying. I rather use the tic tac just like this. Okay, when you hear the tic tac, that means that's over.
okay.
All right. Okay, I noticed that it took you like 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer these questions.
Yeah,
And during the next 30 seconds, I think you used some of the questions that you had written, right?
yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me the questions that you wrote down?
I wrote, uh, what is the background of your photo?
Mm-hmm.
Like almost the same of what can be seen from the photo.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote, how did you get to that place?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is obviously the more we practice it, the better we get at this. So it is very important that when you write your questions, you make sure the subject it's the one of the topic. So the subject is your favorite photograph. Okay. When you talked about how did you get to that place, you are not talking about the picture anymore, but you are talking about the place.
Hmm.
Okay. So actually, you are going off topic here because
Okay.
the picture is the subject. So maybe a question could be how did how did the person took the picture? How did that person take the picture? So you can say, well, that person took the picture standing up in front of me, or he got on a bench and took the pictures, or how you know what I mean? It's about the photograph. Okay, if you start talking about the place and the Disneyland was great, it was Disneyland or Disney World,
Uh,
Orlando, right?
London.
So you are going off topic. So just be careful to keep using the subject as in your questions and not something similar. But it was good. Definitely, I like your answer. I think you used very well English. One more time, try to pay attention to your past tense. This time it was better, but still there were a couple of verbs that were not conjugated. So let's keep working on that.
Okay.
Um, by the way, I think that was a very good story. You were all by yourself in Orlando.
Yeah.
That is a great story. When you went skydiving, did you go all by yourself too?
um, Sorry, I didn't hear you. You cut.
Ah, Jesus, sorry about that. When you went skydiving,
Yeah,
did you go all by yourself or you went with friends?
yeah, I went with friends.
And they also skydived with you, or you were the only one?
No, we all did it.
Oh my God. How many friends were there?
We were four in total.
And all of them did it. None of them chickened out at the very last moment.
No, they were when we took the plane.
Mm-hmm.
They were screaming, but
Oh my God.
they were already there, so they don't have any other chances.
But they can chicken. I mean, they can chicken out at the last moment and say, "I don't want to jump." Is that? Can they do that?
Mm, I don't know. I don't actually know.
Or once you are on the plane, you have to jump. It's you have to do it.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's very scary.
yeah, but believe me, it's really, really amazing. We were in the plane with a sir that was like, I think, 63
Mm-hmm.
years old or 70 years old. I don't remember well, but he was the first one to jump.
Oh my
That
God.
was very brave old man.
Did you ever? I mean, what were you thinking when it was your turn to jump? Like, what was in your in your mind?
I don't know because I was really, really excited of doing it. All my friends were like, "Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm going to cry or something like that." But I was the only one saying, "I just want to do it right now."
And when you were, when you were skydiving, when you were in the air, falling down, how does it feel? How would you compare that feeling to what?
Um, I I told you I was completely excited. I screamed, but not of fear. I screamed of uh joyful, maybe
Hmm, of joy.
joy.
Yes.
And at the beginning, it feels cold. Uh,
Hmm.
but then the air start you start to feel the air in your face,
Hmm.
and then it completely changed from cold to normal temperature.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what is the best part? Like when they open the parachute and you start like, you know, like falling down very slowly.
mm, yeah, maybe because you depends on the place where we went. It was a really nice place. There was a really big lake,
Hmm.
and it was a small town where it was really beautiful. So the view was amazing.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. Someday I'll have to try it.
Yeah, you should try.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna take a very cool picture and put it on my Facebook.
Yeah,
That's the best thing that you can tell everybody, "Hey, I did it."
yeah, I know.
Well, without the intention, I started asking you questions about that event, and you could talk about it for quite some time. So that's basically what you do in this exercise. You prepare some questions to yourself, so you can continue talking about the topic, right? Okay, so let's practice another one. Are you ready? This time you have to be faster.
Okay.
I am going to give you 1 minute to prepare your questions. So try to write down questions like crazy, but always about the topic, okay? And then 2 minutes to answer. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Describe an area of your country you know and like. Where is it? What are its special features? What do you and other people do in this area? Explain why you like it. Go ahead. 1 minute. Okay. Um, did you write at least three questions?
Yeah.
So now it's time to answer it. So I'm gonna time you 2 minutes. So don't worry if you go beyond the 2 minutes, that's fine. Okay, at least try to cover those 2 minutes. So ready, set, you can start now.
Okay. Um, the area that I like the most in my country is Mexico City. That is in the state of Mexico. I like this place specifically because it's an enormous city with a lot of things to see and to do. Um, I came, I traveled to Mexico City almost 2 or 3 years, or 3 times in a year. Um, by with my mom or my or both of my parents. I had traveled alone to Mexico City also, and with my friends. The last 2 times that I went to Mexico City were for concerts. The the last time that I've been there was in November from last year. I went to a Korean group concert, and also the last year in March I went to an orchestral video game concert. Also, when I go to Mexico City, I like to visit the museums, the the centro histórico areas. Also, I like um, to visit Coyoacan because it's a very okay.
All right, good. Well, this question was much better, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely very good. You really used the past tense very well. You covered all the questions there, and you add some extra questions I could notice. And definitely, it was a this was a great. I will give you a. I mean, usually the IELTS is a score 1 to 4 each question.
Yeah.
So one, it's like very bad. I mean, basically you spoke, you answered, you couldn't answer. Two is like not good enough. Three is like good, and four is like excellent. So I would definitely give you a solid three for this one. It was good, actually,
Oh,
a three or a four. I really liked it.
thank you.
Great. Yeah, past tense okay. Covered the questions. Talk for 2 minutes. Stayed on topic. You basically checked all the boxes here. I didn't know about that. You had gone to Mexico City to a Korean concert, Korean group band concert.
Yep.
But I can tell that you are a fan of Korean, what they call K-pop, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell because on your Facebook page you said that you are from Korea.
Yeah,
Anyways, okay, cool. Have you seen Korean soap operas?
yeah, I love it. I
Yeah, I huh. Go ahead.
love it from Asia.
Have you ever been to Asia?
No, but it's actually on my plan for next
Mhm.
year. I want to travel to Japan.
Next year.
Yeah,
Wow, that's soon. So, why Japan and not Korea?
because well, from all Asia, Japan has always been like my favorite place.
Mm.
Um, actually, I started to like Asian things from animes
Mm-hmm.
and that stuff. So when I was like 10 years old, I started saying my travel dream is gonna be Japan, and that's been 14 years since I say that,
Uh-huh,
and
uh-huh.
it's still my travel dream.
That's awesome. Let me tell you something. I totally, I mean, my dream travel is also
It
Asia.
worked.
Yeah, Asia. It's also my dream
Eh,
travel.
yeah,
It's Asia. Also, I'm not sure if Japan or China or Thailand, but definitely I would love to go to Asia also.
mm,
And
awesome.
I'm also a big fan of Japanese culture, but for different reasons. Because when I was a teenager, I practiced kendo. Have you heard of it?
Kendo, uh, Kendo.
Kendo.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I practiced kendo for like 8 years, and I was, believe it or not, I was a national champion. Well, like in Mexico, obviously, obviously in Mexico, like 100 people practice kendo, so it was not like a big deal.
Oh.
But definitely, for example, there are some pictures of kendo.
Oh yeah. I know.
So it's a simulation of two samurais fighting. It's a lot of fun, and that's why I loved Japanese culture. And I met many Japanese teachers who came here to Mexico to teach kendo sensei. So Japanese culture, very elegant, very nice,
Yeah, I know. I
beautiful.
actually love to learn Japanese, but I don't have right now. I don't have the time.
Yeah, I know, and you have to. It is a very tough language to learn because they don't use the alphabet like we do. They use kanji.
Yeah.
And anyways, very interesting.
Um.
K-pop.
I'm sorry, do you hear noise from?
Just very little. I guess somebody's drilling, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a problem. Not a
Okay,
problem at all. All right, so definitely you checked all the boxes here. Good job. Let's keep on practicing. I'm gonna give you another one.
okay,
Same drill. You write down some questions. 1 minute, and when you're ready, you answer. Okay.
okay,
So here it goes. Describe a party. What is a party? Why was the party held? Who attended the party? And what did you do for that party? And any additional questions that you can add. So let's get started.
okay, okay.
Okay. How many questions did you write?
Two.
Okay. Well, let's see if those two questions do the trick.
Okay,
So, go ahead whenever you're ready.
okay. Mm, the party is a welcome party to a good friend uh, that lives uh, in Mexico City and came to Veracruz after 6 years. So practically, we are all close friends to that person, and we make this party for catch up about this particular friend, and why not about each other, because we don't always have the chance to make this kind of reunions. Um, the party is the party was in a friend's house, and everybody has to to arrive with something, maybe for eating or for drinking. There's no particular uh, menu or anything like that. Maybe you can bring also some snacks, and we make this party in the afternoon. I bring no, I just bring some drinks and some sodas and music for the party. And
Okay, that'll make it for the question.
okay,
Um, okay, good. You kept talking. You were on topic. Never went off topic, so that was great. The first question was really weird. What is the party? This is wrong. Okay, I mean, but the other questions are valid. My question is, why did you take? Why did it take so long for you to answer this question?
oh, because I I was thinking in another question.
So in that case, that means I want to understand that you did not understand this question the first time, did you?
No, I
Yes,
don't.
I could tell that and that is perfectly okay. It is very dangerous though. I mean, if you do not understand the question and you don't answer it, that it's a bad mark.
Okay,
That is probably a 2. You are not completing the minimum required. So make sure that you ask the person. The good thing about IELTS is you have a person in front of you, the examiner, so
yeah,
you can ask him like, "Sir, I don't understand this question. Could you change it, or could you explain it to me?" And they do it,
okay,
and that doesn't take away points. Okay, they have to do it. This is their job. I mean, they're there for that reason. So don't be afraid to ask, but never try to answer a question you don't understand, because in that case, it's gonna get you a bad mark. So this is a good tip. But good thing that at the end you did understand the question and you actually answered it very well. So was no problem. But remember this tip so it won't be a problem later in the future. Did you play K-pop music? Is that part?
just sometimes when I'm with specific friends because not everybody likes K-pop.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big fan of K-pop. I think it's nice. Yeah, I think it's nice music. It's like pop. Okay, but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Other than that, I think you did a very good job with this. Okay. See no problems in this question. Past tense was very well used. So good. Seems like when you think about your past, when you have it in mind, you definitely give better results. So keep doing it. Keep working on that. Those past tenses. When was the last party you went to?
it was last week to a friend's party because one of my friends is going to study in Japan.
Really?
For, yeah,
I guess you must be super jealous.
yeah, kind of because she isn't the only one. I have another friend that is going to study the language there, and almost all of my friends had already traveled to Japan.
What? And why haven't you?
Because actually, the first travel was of my best friends, but I couldn't go because I already start to work at the SEP, and it's not easy to get um, uh, permission
Mm-hmm.
to be absent more than 3 days. And my
But you
friends,
have. Well, sorry to interrupt you. I mean,
yeah,
I'm just angry that you haven't gone to Japan.
yeah, I
But
know.
you have vacation periods. The breaks. You have Christmas break. You have spring break.
Yeah, but my friends went. I think it was at the beginning of June,
Mm-hmm.
And my vacations at work are at the end of July, so it didn't match the date.
Okay, I get it. All right. Well, hopefully you'll go there next year. So what's the plan for next year?
Sorry.
Yeah, what's the plan for next year?
Next year, maybe travel with a sensei that makes these trips every year, or um, maybe um, in Semana Santa holidays.
Okay. Usually in English we call that spring break.
Oh yes, probably. Sorry.
All right. Well, uh, how much will it set you back? I mean, how much money will it cost you to go there? Just an estimate.
I have no idea, but apart from the plane ticket, maybe 30,000 pesos.
Oh, geez, where are you staying? Oh, well, are you planning to stay with family, hotel, the streets?
The
What's
streets
this?
could be a good idea, but now I think that I'm staying in hotels.
Okay. Are you planning on traveling all over Japan, like traveling on train, or are you planning on just going to a specific part of Japan?
Mm, if if I had the chance of stay the 2 weeks, I would like to go to Tokyo, Osaka, Hiroshima. There's a place that I watch on a YouTube video
Mm-hmm.
that is an onsen. Uh, it's aguas termales.
Hmm. Like thermal waters, I guess.
Yeah, thermal waters, a small town, but it seems really, really pretty. Maybe I would like to go to that place also. Um, yeah, but I
I'm
think that
very. That sounds super cool. I mean, I am so jealous right now. I wish I could go to Japan.
yeah, I hope that I could make this trip next year.
Okay, it is thermal waters or thermal springs. You can also call that thermal waters,
Thermal
thermal
springs.
springs.
Later, I'm going to search for the video and I will send it to you.
Oh, that'll be so cool. You know what? I would love to go to Japan, but I wouldn't like to travel all over Japan. You know why? Because I am an old person, and I'd rather go and stay in just one town for 2 weeks. Just stay there, live there like a normal town folk, like a normal citizen in that town, like for two
Yeah,
weeks.
that's
See
weird.
what people do, eat what people eat. Traveling for me takes too much energy. Be carrying your bags and taking trains, checking in and out of hotels is like a waste of time for me, in my opinion. I'd rather stay in just one place and enjoy it.
And yeah, I think I get your point, but uh, I don't know. Maybe I would stay if I go there 2 weeks. I stay in Tokyo for 4 or 5 years to really know everything.
Wow, Tokyo, huh? It's like Mexico's. It's like the Mexico City of Japan.
Yes.
It's like the New York of the United States. It's like lots of people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Japan, and I will definitely not stay in Tokyo. I would stay in a very quiet town. No, no, or a quiet city like Osaka or something like. Well, Osaka it's an island. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, oh my god. Well, let's. We could keep dreaming about Japan for the whole day. But we have another one to practice. So let's go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Um, Talk about a subject you are studying. What subject are you studying? What is the subject about? How do you feel about it? Explain why you are interested in it. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute to come up with a couple of other questions. Remember, in case that we had some extra time, and then 2 minutes to answer. Okay,
Okay.
so clock is ticking. Oh my god,
That scared me.
that was sorry about that. That was Japanese. That was not a Japanese one anyway. Okay, sorry. Um, how many questions did you write?
Two.
Okay, two. It's good. If you could get to write 3 or 4 questions, I mean,
Sorry.
you will have enough material in case that you run out of time. But 2 questions will do the trick. Okay, so 2 minutes. Are you ready? Start when you're ready.
Okay. I'm preparing for the IELTS exam, so I am practically studying English, uh, about all the structure that it's gonna be in the test. I kind of feel uh, just a bit nervous about it because I had never made a certification test ever, and it's going to be a real challenge. But I think that I could make it. I'm I decided to prepare for this exam because I want to have a certification, not just for help me to work in a specific place or anything. I'm making this also as a personal challenge to know where in maybe a scale of English I am. um, and how could I improve my level of English. Uh, I I'm going to take this test in a school that is in my city. I don't know when, but maybe soon, as I just finished the course that I'm taking for it.
All right. Um, that was really good. Definitely, I will give you a 4. It was, you cover all the questions. You kept talking on the subject. Um, Definitely not much to add. It was a very good answer. And your pace is improving. At the first questions, you were leaving like big gaps of silence
Yes.
between ideas, and now it's definitely working better. I can hear you speaking more fluently, and that's all it takes. It's just practice to get your language, your English going. So
Okay.
very good. No problem with tenses. There is just like a very very minor thing that it's, you do it sometimes, but sometimes you do it right. So remember that when you have the 4, and then you have a verb, it always have to be with ing.
Okay.
Like I'm studying. I mean, you almost always do it. Sometimes it slips. Sometimes I am studying. What's wrong with my cable?
Coffee.
I'm studying for. Okay, so we have to use the ing.
Okay.
I am. Mm, I am listening to K-pop for having fun. Okay, whatever it is that you use it for, we always use the ing. If we use it, then we have to use normal. I'm studying to improve. I am listening to K-pop to have fun.
To have fun. Okay.
Okay, but if it's two, it's with it's normal. If it's four, you have to put the ing, and only if it's a verb, not if it's a noun.
Yeah.
I'm studying for a personal challenge. So in that case, no verb, no ing. I mean, I know you know this because 8 out of 10 times you do it right, but sometimes it slips. So just wanted to pinpoint that. Okay. All right. So we're doing great. There are a couple more questions. Now let's talk about the second tip to extend your answer. And the second tip is to think of a story.
Hmm.
Can you read this one?
You can also tell a story about the person, place, event, or thing you are discussing. So, in your 1 minute, think of and note down a quick and preferably interesting story to tell about the topic. You can tell the story anywhere in your IELTS speaking part too, as long as it fits in.
That's right. As long as it's related to the topic. So this is what we're gonna practice for the last 9 minutes that we have left. So same process. I'm gonna show you a card,
Um,
and you're
I
gonna answer the questions of the card. and then you're gonna tell me the story.
Okay.
It can be just have to be a story related to the topic. Okay. Remember, it doesn't have to be true. You can just make it up. They don't have a fact checker, or they don't. They it's not like a lie detector or something.
Okay.
So what I do when I have to make up stories, I do half true, half lie. I start with a true and I finish with a lie. I don't know. It works for me in my daily life. My daily life is like that: half truth and half lie.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and do it. Describe an interesting city you know and like. Where is it? How did you go there? What did you do there? We already did something similar with Mexico City. So describe your favorite movie. What's the name of the film? What's the theme of the film, and why do you like it? And a story about it. Okay, so are you ready? 1 minute. Think about topics for your story, or
One
things
minute.
to say in your story during the first minute, and then you talk about it for 2 minutes.
Okay. But I don't have to make more questions.
In this part, no, this part is just the story. So just think about details for your story, and no more questions, just details. Then you answer these questions and then you tell your story. This is another strategy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you 1 minute to come up with a story. Okay, so I'm ready. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and start answering when you're ready.
Um, my favorite films are the Scream series. Uh, there are four movies about it. The the theme of these films are that a serial killer is out using a, a mask, and he kills his victims with a call. It could be a phone call or a cellular call. So he asked what their favorite scary movie is, and they think the almost in every movie they think it's a friend just making a joke. But then if you uh, just cut the call, they make you a call again, and later when you don't have any idea they are in your house or out, and you start to be the victim. But it's a very it's supposed to be a scary movie, but actually for me it's like it's like a comic movie, because every film the police is really dumb, and the main character is always saving the day. And that's that's why I like it, because it's not just a um normal film. They have like what's the word? I don't know how to explain or what word use to use, but it's always the same, and almost there's only one killer in every film. They are like two or three killers in each. But the
Okay, I gave you a little bit of extra time there because I wanted to see how you
sorry,
could explain. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me? Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Oh, sorry. The mic was wrong. So yeah, just give some extra time here because I wanted to see how you handle that word you couldn't find thing. So okay, what happens when we can't explain something? Just drop it. That's my tip. Just change topics. Okay,
okay,
never. You can just say, well, okay, never mind, and just start talking about something else. Okay, the more you get stuck on that word, the lower your score gets, because
okay,
whenever you can think of a word to describe what you want to say, and you can find another way to do it, just drop it and talk about something else. Okay, don't get stuck on one thing which is not even that important. Okay, I like definitely you answered the questions. Now the story, I guess maybe this is I was not very clear about how to make a story. Basically what you were doing is you were describing the movie, which is not bad because it's what it says here, describing your favorite movie. So you did very well. You described the movie. What's the story? Well, the story is basically something related to the topic. So you can say, for example, well, I remember the first time I watched this movie, I was with a bunch of friends and we were making popcorn. And there was a scene in this movie when one girl is making popcorn and she receives a fall. And it was so scary and fun because when the popcorn um, exploded, well, the popcorn did not explode in the movie. Well,
no,
when she was eating popcorn, we were all eating the same type of popcorn, and it was a funny coincidence. Something like that, just a story related to the topic. It doesn't even have to be important. Just something funny that may have happened to you or to your friends, or maybe to the. You can say, "Well, I remember that the prince, the leading actor in these movies, died of cancer, and it was a terrible news for everybody, for all our their fans, or just a story about the topic. This is
okay,
another strategy that you can use. Usually, people use a combination of both strategies. So, if you have a good story to tell, during that minute, you think about that story. Or if you don't have a good story, you write questions. Or if you have both, you can use both. And with these techniques, definitely you will not run out of words. You will always have something to talk about during this part of the test. And believe it or not, that it's the most common mistake with students that they keep silent. They don't know what to say. And they panic and they go off topic, or they just keep quiet, and that gets them a bad score. But because with these tips, it will not happen to you.
Okay.
Let me stop sharing my
Yeah, this is
screen. So, can you see me?
nope.
No, I cannot even see myself. You know what? The Hangout, it's acting funny today. Um, Now I cannot put my own camera, which sucks. Let me try again. Yeah, Hangout, it's acting funny. So probably next class we're gonna get on Skype,
Yeah, no
so
problems.
we won't have this kind of trouble.
I can see you now.
Okay, thanks for now. Can you see me?
Yep.
Yay! I'm here again. Yeah, and it's so kind of weird because the image freezes.
A bit.
All right. Well, Danny, I'm gonna stop the emission right now.